Hello and welcome to the Easter episode of DWN Productions THC podcast, sponsored by Fast Custom Shirts here at BOYGOB.com and on YouTube. Probably I was going to give a URL, but we don't have one. But either way, you can get all the links, even the ones for DWNProductions.net and fastcustomshirts.com at boygob.com. Excuse me, goddamn, sorry, it's Easter. My bad. Throat's all fucked up. But
Tom's
Joe,
feeling a little under the weather here because it is Easter, and during Easter he gets a little bit fucked up. His throat, that is, gets a little fucked up. He gets congested. Uh, Things start happening. With the changes. You know what, Tom? You're not the only one. I've been kind of sick the past 3 days. Had a bit of a sore throat, runny nose. All that shit. Puts me in a bad mood, Tom. Puts me in a bad mood. But fuck it, I'm on the podcast now. What could put me in a better mood than to be with you here, talking about movies, making a list, Spider-Man's, all that stuff, and a movie I didn't watch. So fucking great times, brother. How have you been, Tom? How's this week worked out for you?
ah, wasn't the best one, but that's all right. I'm sure people are extremely tired of tuning in and as a another goddamn miserable week. I apologize. I'm gonna try and fuck off with that shit, but I just got like legit heavy shit going on here. Some would call it a living nightmare because it fucking is, but you know what? It is what it is, and it ain't your fucking problem. But Joe, as we were speaking in tongues because it's Easter, as you saw last Sunday, the day of my birth. Uh, I was doing a lot of drinking. And when I got done with here, Joe, did a lot more drinking. Would you believe I was extremely hungover Monday and didn't really get out of bed or eat anything? Threw up a lot, probably 3 times as much as I drank.
I'm not trying to laugh at your misery, Tom, but the thing is, you really shouldn't drink more, especially, drinking is pretty bad, especially if you're in a bad mood, if you're going through bad shit. Drinking is not what you should do.
But sure, yeah, it was my birthday, so I was gonna enjoy it and shit. But hey, haven't drank since. But it was one of those hangovers, you're just, oh, I'm gonna puke and feel, oh Jesus, I can't get up. And you just keep puking. And then you feel like you're okay, and then it hits you. Oh Christ, I'm gonna be throwing up stomach acid now for the next 5 hours. And what comes after the stomach acid, Joe? The foam. Those glops of foam that just trudge out of your fucking cocksucker into hopefully what's a wastebasket and not
Was
your
it pink
hand.
foam, Tom?
No, I didn't bleed.
Okay, good,
Luckily,
good.
yeah.
Because I'm about to say, if that's the case, we all love laughing at your misery, but if it gets to that point, go see a doctor or friend. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's something with with old blood or something,
Mm-hmm.
it's when I don't know how many years it's been now, probably well over 10, maybe 15 years before I found out I had psoriasis. My ass crack by my asshole would always bleed. We know now it was because of the psoriasis, and
Psoriasis of the ass crack.
that is a very commonplace, believe it or not.
I know. Well, I
So
don't know, but from knowing you, yes, I know it now.
Well, you consider yourself very lucky. See, Joe, you're so, oh, shit's going so bad from you got it pretty good compared to
Well,
other
no, that's
people,
why I
Joe.
have you as a friend, Tom. Because whenever I think, fuck, man, things are fucked, it's like, well, let me see how
Oh,
Tom's
that
doing.
poor
Let me
fuck.
give him a call. Woo! I'm not Tom. Kick
Yep.
ass.
One of those poor bastards, as they call them.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I went to the doctor, and my mom went with me. So if you're going to the doctor with something with your asshole, you gotta take them pants off and get on the table and let that doctor spread them cheeks and have a look. And he said it was an anal fissure, most commonly from sticking things in your ass. And
isn't
he
that
asked,
something that cats get?
I don't know. And he was asking if I was sticking things in my ass in front of my mom and shit. So he gave me like these pills and shit. I didn't take it because I knew goddamn well, Joe, it wasn't an anal fissure. Something else was going on. Well, years and years later, we found out that it was psoriasis and found the
Okay,
right medicine and
I had to
everything.
write down anal fissure for the episode title.
So I won't say everything's good and great because I still have psoriasis. It's under control, and these injections I got to take every 3 weeks are probably altering my DNA and shits in some way that's not good. So excuse me. It is what it is. And then had to whip out my penis at one time to say, "Hey, doctor friend, what's this on my penis? Oh, that is a viral infection again." No, it wasn't. It was psoriasis. So right
I
there,
just
that's
usually
like
whip it out for the doctor. Hey, doctor, can you look at this? What am I looking at? No, I just wanted you to look at this.
mm. So going to the doctors twice for embarrassing things and them getting it completely wrong. That adds to me not wanting to go see a doctor and just I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
'Cause it's a
No, like I
goddamn
told you,
embarrassment for
the last time I went to the doctor, like I told you, was when they told me, "Yeah, you got COVID. Get the fuck out of here." And they ushered me out a side door, and it's like, I'm not going to the doctor again. Why? Why should I fucking go? Since they're
well,
just
they
like,
just wanted you out of there because you were highly infectious, and that was the protocol
I guess. Were you highly infectious? Did they give you some medicine, Tom? At least
for COVID.
whatever you have, your psoriasis of the cock. Did they give you some
Yes, it's an injection every 3 months.
in your cock?
No, I gotta rotate between like thigh, thigh, belly, belly, thigh, thigh, and you're not supposed to inject yourself in the same one. For a while, I was on this medicine. I don't know if I mean this is like legit shit.
And
I
you
was
inject
on
this shit yourself, or you have to
yeah.
go in to
No, I
do it?
do it myself.
Oh yeah.
But
Wow.
before that, I had to take pills called Otezla. And if you think I'm suicidal now, it was close, Joe.
Yeah, some of the pills
That
they
shit
prescribe you,
made
they
you,
have side effects that fuck up
yeah.
your demeanor and fucking yeah.
Yeah, I was, oh, fuck, big time fucking miserable. And then I see the commercials, a side effect, oh, suicidal thoughts. Yeah, all right, I'm done with this. Hey,
Yeah.
doctor, I need something else, you fuck.
Oh shit, that's crazy, man. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm.
So, I just, doctors, they are what they are. They're there to try and
Yeah.
help you, but
Well, shit, man. Thank you. For telling me this. I really feel better now. It really is like, hey, fuck, I'm not Tom. This
yep.
this is great. Yeah.
Like this side of my throat over here has been kind of wacky for, about 2 months, maybe. It's just there in that one spot, so we'll see. I don't really care much these days, Joe. So
I get you. I
it
get
is.
that. That I can relate to for sure. I can't relate to like, you know, feeling a cock in my throat. or things that you're talking about. But hey,
Hey.
hey,
But yeah, so Tuesday when I felt only slightly hungover, I got up, was like, all right, gonna get this stuff done, gonna start some new stuff that isn't masks to try and do a little pivoting and get, stuff out there. So for a while I wanted to make that fucking rat monkey. So I was
right.
just like, all right, I'm gonna build up an armature and get that going. So I had a fucking armature all built up and I was going to start on it the next night. So, like I do every night, I'll just go lay on the couch for a half hour or so before I go to sleep, just thumb through the phone, see what's going on in the old world. And what do oh, some guy sculpting one. God damn it, the hell. I could just, fuck, I'd make one too, but like, it's hard as shit doing what me and this guy do. I don't know if he does it full time and that's his thing, but it's hard enough fucking, having two people making the same shit at the same time and then they're both trying to sell it. That's just, that fucking sucks. So I was just like, no, not gonna let him do his fucking thing. Maybe another time, old Tom.
So with
So
that, Tom, you gotta like not look at the internet. I mean, like
yeah, right.
I, you know how many shirt companies I follow? Almost none. You know,
Oh, you were gonna say none, but then like eight popped into your
no,
fucking
just
head
like
because they're your friends.
yeah, like my buddy Paul Bearer Press. He's on my list, and even his shit. I just kind of scroll through it. It's like I don't know. But um, yeah, I don't want to see like, man, I have a good idea for a shirt, and then somebody has it there. It's like, well, now I'm not gonna do it because I get the same thing you did. It's oh, they're gonna think I'm fucking copying this dude or whatever. But people have ideas at the same time, but still, So I try not to look at shit. I don't know.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's why a lot of my stuff tends to be obscure stuff that nobody else makes,
Yeah, me
just
too, and
because.
that nobody buys. Yeah,
But yeah, it is what it is. And then I forgot what the fuck else happened, but I didn't get to sculpting anything and like I was yeah, had to go into that doctor's appointment and then we got to go back in like a week and a half or something so that day was just fucked. Tuesday came or Thursday came and then I had to finish up an order that needed to go out. Now I'm working on good old JR stuff. And in my head's just like, man, now that I don't have anything to do, I should probably make that mask that I've always wanted to fucking do. So it only took a week, Joe, but I'm back to the fucking mask. Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go down doing what I fucking want, I guess.
good. Yeah,
So
and
fuck
we're
it.
definitely gonna go down. Both of us, we're fucking gonna go.
Not on each other. I would
No,
specifically like to
but in
say,
flames. We're gonna go down on a
yeah.
flame cock for sure. Uh, yeah, I know. So when did the taxes early this week, and that's a great way to start the week, Dom. Great way to start the week. It worked out very differently than I thought it would, but it still like fucked me up in a different way. Like I'll talk to you about this later tomorrow or something or whatever. But it just put me in a very bad position mentally. Like I'm really fucked up about this, and but anyway, more money started to come in, and it's okay. Well, shit, that covered the taxes. That covered the tax fee for preparing the taxes. But of course, I still got to do the state taxes very, very soon to
This
avoid
week.
another penalty. Yeah. Um, and so I've been doing everything I could. I did two things
Let me
at the.
stop you there quick. You said, excuse me. that you have to do the state taxes.
Yeah.
Do you not send in quarterly taxes estimated to the government?
Uh,
That's a no. So, Joe, you should start the same time you do your state taxes, do your estimated income and how much you think you're going to pay so you can get ahead of the game.
that's what I was told this year. It's like nobody's ever
Okay.
told me that before. It's like, hey, you should start sending the Fed this amount of money every quarter or every month or whatever just to get
Quarter.
ahead of the game. It's like, well, yeah. So
I'll help you. Remind
there's
me, I'll
other
help
things that
you.
have changed this year that like, hey, why doesn't the government advertise this change? It's like you should probably start doing this year. It's just nope. Nah, we announced it, and if you're not following the government's website or whatever, then fuck you. Uh,
There should there should definitely be like a class and then some kind of like yearly hour video or something that you have to watch with all the updates if you run your own business. I know
mhm.
it's hard to keep track of who's running their own business, but like if you have like a legit business that's set up, it's fucking crazy that there's not like a half a day course, couple hours where you go sit and listen to probably all this information that would be of great assistance to you in the future,
Yeah.
just how to file taxes and do stuff easier and shit like that.
So this week I was set up at a place. There was a guy next to me set up selling their own shit, and they're not like a small thing. They're like me. I would say they're on level with me, and all they took as payment was Cash App and Venmo. And so like I know they're not reporting shit. Like
I mean, they probably are. They're on top of shit. I mean, I
maybe
don't have any of those 2 things, but,
like those two
I
things are for
mean,
people that what we do, they skirt a lot of that shit.
you gotta put your information into there. I mean,
Well,
there's a
you
way
do.
for them to find you.
Yeah. I don't know. It was bizarre to me because I don't do either one of those.
Yeah, me neither.
Because it's all to me it's like, hey, that's they're set up to be cash transactions between friends and family or whatever, that are non-reportable or you know things like that. It's me. It's like I already know I've got to report this or that, and no matter what, it's going to come back on me because they have to report it too. These institutions that do it. So it's weird. It's fucked up. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, it is what
So,
it is. Once you
yeah.
start doing these quarterlies, it'll help you because honestly, you're probably going to end up paying more because you don't have your deductibles taken out. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So chances are you'll actually get some money back.
Yeah.
You just have to pay it for not pay it forward because you're just giving your fucking money away. But I mean, it helps. It definitely helps because you mentally know you're gonna have to fucking pay this, and it's not gonna be next year, it's gonna be in a few weeks, like, realistically, because it's every quarter.
Yeah. Well,
But,
yeah, breaking that down, I know what I have to give them like every quarter or every month or whatever. It's depressing, It's like I was telling you, hey, yeah, I'm thinking of looking for a job and just putting everything I make from that job to the IRS so I can keep my business going. But realistically, I can only work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and keep my business going. I got to work those other days. Who the fuck's going to hire me Tuesday through Thursday?
I mean, probably a job that you wouldn't wanna take, which,
Right.
I mean,
But
it's
none of the
is
jobs
what it
I want
is.
to take.
Yeah, no,
So,
I understand.
you know,
Uh, it's just I mean people, the jobs out there, they don't get paid enough. I seen an article. It's like I think minimum wage or the average wage or something is like $15, and what people actually need on average to like live comfortably is 35. So I mean that's more than half off, Joe.
That's more than I made. Yeah, for sure.
And I did
Like
it
if they were
once.
paying 35, fuck it, I'll go work.
I definitely did the math once. And it probably reflects a lot on fucking last year's salary because last year wasn't great. But I was one time recently it came out to like I was making about $12 an hour.
Mhm.
Bust my ass, Joe, for 12 goddamn bucks an hour. But it's what I do, man. It's all I know realistically. And yeah,
I know
it's
other
just
shit, or I did, you know, close to 20 years ago. I've been doing this shit a long time. I can't go back to that, or I could, but it's also a different, like, workplace dynamic now, to where, like, hey, you have to do this, you have to be this, you can't talk to people like this, and like, oh, so you can't get shit done, so you're just
yeah.
here, you know can I be in a job where I'm just here? I don't know, maybe I could. If I think you got to make this money, you got to make this money, you got to make this money, and just fucking sit there with that mantra. But I don't know, I like to get shit done. I like to fucking know that I'm doing something that's worth the fuck. Making t-shirts, maybe that's not worth the fuck, I don't know, but at least I know I'm doing it, and at least I know, like, hey, there's people out there wearing it or whatever. I don't know, Tom. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you have the self-worth and pride in yourself with doing it yourself. You know you're doing the work and you're being accomplished doing said work for yourself, the company that you made. And you go off, you're just working for some nameless, faceless, whatever the fuck to get them rich. And it's just, and I gotta act like this and wear this shit too. Really? I mean, there's nothing like nothing fucking wrong. Like mostly everybody does that shit.
Right, yeah.
We're just
And that's
very
how you get
fucking dumb
by.
people.
We're not telling you that, like, how you live your life is bad or anything. It's just like, I
I
can't
am.
do
Fuck
it.
you.
I can't do that. I'm not a fucking drone like you. You know?
No, it's just once you've been doing something for so it's fucking weird. Like it's not trying to sound arrogant or uppity or anything like that, but once you've been doing something for yourself so long, it's kind of like failure isn't an option, even though failure is there every single fucking day.
And you
So
feel
it's
like a
just,
failure most days. Like,
yep.
this year especially, the first 3 months, I've felt like a failure. I have felt like a failure. Right now, I'm too busy not to feel like a failure, but all the money that's coming in, that's already spent. So I'm still broke. I'm just too busy to think, man, you're a fucking failure.
Yeah, yeah, money hasn't been great at all over here, so I definitely hear you on that. And it's just like, oh yeah, get up, pay what I can. Like I said, I've been having to live off my fucking savings account, and that sucks. About to have to pull even more out to pay off the old credit cards, but that's all right. Uh, yeah, I don't know, but I mean, it's fucking like I've been noticing it's hard times for everybody, daddy. Like
Yeah,
everybody's going through
yeah.
the bullshit. And I'm not a political motherfucker, but a couple years ago, everyone was saying, "Oh, fuck Trump." Now I don't see any posters like, "Oh, Biden's doing a great job." Like I don't get into that shit at all, but
Nobody that owns a business is saying that. Other people are, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. In all honesty, fuck them both. I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah,
You got to
fuck
be a
fuck a lot
fucking
of them.
dickhead to run for a power position as
Hmm.
it is. So
Yeah,
I
so
don't give
that's
a
what I'm
fuck.
gonna do because I need the money.
Oh shit. But enough about misery, Joe. Yesterday, uh, the old family wanted to go to mass, Joe. This is the first time I been
I
in.
tend to forget that you're Catholic, Tom. That your family is Catholic, but and it's like, oh shit, they're Italian. Yeah.
I mean, how miserable I am. It's kind of hard to forget what that would be, Joe. But yeah, so we roll in there. Now, let me ask you something quick, Joe. There's a stereotypical voice for somebody who would molest a child, would you say?
Mm, maybe there's like a few.
Well, let me hear the first one that comes to your head.
Hey, Joe, what did you watch this week?
You
That's
should have said, "Hey Tom, say something."
that's the first one that comes up to my head. The second was, oh, let us praise him.
Okay,
Uh,
so now if you were going to do like the stereotypical go-to, what would that be, Joe?
Hey, boy, come on over. Let's go to the back room. Hey, have you seen my penis? Do you know about penises? Let's talk about penises.
So as I'm walking into the entrance to the church, to the foyer, as you will, before you go into the actual cathedral, is that
Did you
what
get
it's
the
called?
holy water and like?
A lot of like there was a lot of people there, and with COVID and everybody dipping their hands into things, anything anyway. But from down below, I hear, "Oh, you're not going to need that hat in there." And I look over, and it's like the little priest, and he's saying this to me through a COVID mask. Him and the deacon were the only ones wearing the COVID masks, Joe. And if I wasn't with my mom, I wouldn't be there. But if I wasn't with my mom, I would have said, "Listen here, motherfucker, you don't need that mask either. We're not even in there yet. I'll take it off when I walk in. Don't worry." So right there, as soon as I walk in, I'm already like, man, what the fuck? So I mean, we go in. It's like an hour of mass. Fine, it is what it is. And then he's just like, "Hey, well, who's all here to get baptized today?" And in my head, I was like, what the fuck? I thought this was like some personal thing you do on your own time with your family and shit. Like 20 people get up, dude, and they start baptizing people. Like, I shouldn't have been there for that. Like, that, me, I shouldn't have been there. I don't know you guys. I think religion's a personal thing. I'm not for the organized, all that. Just be a good person. I don't need a part of this. This is like a special thing for you. And you got old fat dickhead Tom back there sweating like, oh shit, what are we doing? And then fucking they go up and do communion and everything. Keep in mind the priest and the deacon are wearing the COVID mask, but people are still drinking out of the same cup, dude. It was wild. I was like, what's going on? It was just wild. And then everybody loved each other. Said, "Hello with you," and we left. It was 2 hours. Thought we were going to be there an hour. I
And
wish I could
peace be
say,
with you,
"Oh,
Tom.
yeah," and also with you. I wish I could have said I went in there and oh man, I got filled up with the
Yeah,
spirits and
you felt
shit. But
good after you left. It's like,
yeah,
fuck yeah, this
no.
is
As
why
soon as I
people go
get
to
in there, this
church.
son of a bitch talks down to me. I was like, listen here, motherfucker. We're all people. We're on the same goddamn. Sorry, we're on
It
the
would have been
same
better if you just
level,
fucking hit him.
dude. I was towering over this old man. I definitely couldn't have happened. Oh, I take that. I'm not even going to bring that up or anything, but it was just, dude, I would have loved nothing more to like just feel it, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know, Joe, but I did go home and watch The Passion of the Christ with it being Easter and all. Have you ever seen that?
I have seen this movie, Tom.
Have
This
you?
is a Mel Gibson joint.
It was. And I'm surprised I haven't seen that sooner because I love those fucking tapes of his that got released
You
where he
love
was
Mel
yelling at
Gibson,
his wife
and the
or
way he
whatever.
talks about our fellow gentlemen and our fellow
Gentiles.
Gentiles. Yes.
There you go. Okay. Well, we were both wrong the first time, so that's all right. So yeah, I didn't see this for years and years and years and years because I mean, what people said was, "Oh, it's just Jesus getting the shit beat out of him the whole movie," and oh, it's so long. It's 2 hours. Looking back on it now, sure, maybe the 15 years, 20 years ago, that was a long movie then, but now that's like your average movie length.
Yeah.
So
It's not as torturous, I'd say, as one of the Star Wars movies or one of the
I
fucking
mean,
Marvel movies.
maybe use your words a little better because it was extremely torturous, Joe.
I'm saying torturous to me, to the viewer.
Well, I mean, the movie was pretty much torture porn. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
it is.
saying that
Well,
because
explain to them, to our audience, those who have not seen this Passion of the Christ, what this movie is all about, Tom.
all right, straight up, I'm gonna say being raised Catholic, I know bullet points and names. Like I don't really know who's who. They don't really tell you who's who. They maybe say, 7 out of the 20. No, they maybe say 5 out of the 28 characters' names. So unless you know who these people like are, I kept looking up IMDb and looking at the picture to see who they played and who they were and shit like that. But this is I guess the last half a day of Jesus's life where old Judas sells him out to the Jews and they get Jesus and they say, "Hey, you're a blasphemer saying you're the son of God and ooh, we don't like it." So you do horrible things to this man. You know, maybe he's at best he's telling the truth. At worst, he's suffering from mental illness. And either way, they're just torturing and spitting upon, and I would say probably pissing on him and shit like that, but they didn't show that in the movie. So then they bring him up to this guy. I think I looked up and his name was Pilate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He's like some Roman guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just like, "Hey, maybe you're a judge or something, I don't know. But hey, what are we going to do with this guy?" So he talks to Jesus. He's just like, "Hey, man, let's rap. Want some water?" No. So he's just like, "So what's going on?" They talk, and then old Pilate goes back out and just like, "No, he's cool, man. I'm gonna let him go." And the Jews say, "Boo,
Let Barabbas
boo."
go. Let
Yeah.
Barabbas
Well,
go.
that was after. So then they say, all right, we'll take him to the king. and we'll let the king decide. And the king was like some half a gay guy, hedonistic weirdo or something. Again, I don't know who it was supposed to be, but he came off as he swings both ways, and that was just fine. But he
Which
came
was
off like,
common at the time and now.
and now he just came off as like some effeminate, like hedonism bot from fucking Futurama. And then fucking that dude was just like, no, Jesus is just crazy. Get him out of here. I'm gonna go have sex with this guy and dog and girl. So then they bring Jesus back to old Pilate, and he's just like, man, I really don't want to do this to you, but Mel Gibson wants to depict Jews so bad. So then for like the next 20 minutes, they just kick the fucking shit out of Jesus while all the Jews are clapping and eating popcorn. It's fucked up. And Satan's in the background, and he's carrying like this weird little midget baby. That was weird. So Jesus is just beat up while these fucking guys who are beating him up are practically fucking coming in their pants. They're just like, oh yeah, this is the greatest shit ever. We're just beating the hell out of this poor man trying to keep our erections down. So Jesus is like beat to an inch of his life, and fucking old Pilate brings him out. He's just like, all right, is this good enough? No. What? You people are fucked. I'm washing my hands of this. Sorry, Jesus. I guess they're gonna do what they're gonna do. So they crucify him, and they just beat the shit out of him some more as he's carrying the cross and all this. And then they nail him to a cross. And then when he's finally dead, they get a big poker and just stab him in the ribs and move it around so all of his blood just sprays out like a fountain. And then we see like 30 seconds or so of Jesus in the tomb not being resurrected, but being resurrected, and then it's over. I didn't want to see this guy just get the shit beat out of him for.
Well, Tom, I gotta say, we've been doing this show for fucking years. And your movie synopsises usually are fucking garbage. This is the best movie synopsis you've ever done. You've said what this movie is about exactly.
Well, I left some stuff out.
No, I mean they should fucking record this, transcribe it, and put it on back of the DVD or Blu-ray. Because you're telling exactly what it's like. You've never done that before, and this is like a fucking turning point for Tom. Yeah, fuck yeah, this movie is incredibly anti-Semitic, which is exactly what Mel Gibson wants to do, because Mel Gibson hates Jews. He hates blacks. He hates
I
anybody
don't know about all that. I might say he just might
anybody
get a little
that
angry and
fucked
drunk and
his
say,
anybody that may have fucked his little thin model wife. He hates them, and like that's probably all races.
all I'm saying is I'm a supporter of the Rose Garden, and I know how it is to be capable of things, and I too also like to get blown. So
But anybody that's grown up Catholic, they know like all Catholic church are set up to where they have 9 stations of the cross going around the church. And it's all about the crucifixion. It's all about, hey, Jesus did this. Now he's carrying the cross. Now he falls down. Now, like, fucking, they whip him for a little while. Now, like, this other guy carries a cross for a little while. Now, Jesus fucking, like, they're nailing shit onto him, and now it's like, so you grow up with that as a kid. You grow up like, oh well, Jesus did this for us. Jesus fucking endured all this torture for us, and it's fucking there. It's there in like beautiful fucking artwork. That's like, I'm like, wow, that's cool. As a kid, no, that's not cool. This is fucking crazy shit. This is fucking crazy shit that we're looking at, and we're like wondering, like, wow. So now what do we do? Just, well, I don't know, go blow this fucking priest when he gets us in the little fucking room there to confess our sins.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but that whole child molested thing really had a bunch of people fuck off from the church after that. I know as soon as I walked in, I fucking before he's like, "Hey, that hat." I heard he's like, "Oh, the little pussy boy's back." I said, "Oh no."
We remember him. Remember him?
Yeah, shit, man. I don't know. No one does. That's why the whole believe thing is so big. I just be the best fucking person you can, you know? That what else can I tell you? Nothing. Don't listen to fucking me.
Yeah.
I could barely get through explaining what this movie was, Joe.
So synopsis wise, you're done with that. Did you like the movie, Tom?
It was all right. I'll probably never watch it again. I'll watch the sequel. I had some questions. Like at the beginning, when the Jews come to get Jesus and him and the apostles are having like a fight with the Jews, one of the Jewish guys gets his ear cut off. And then Jesus puts his hand over the guy's ear and like heals it totally. A new ear's grown back. There's no scar tissue or anything. So at the end I want to say at the end of the movie, but during the resurrection, when Jesus comes back in the movie, it showed that he had like holes through his hands. Like he was all healed up except these holes through his hands. Why didn't that heal all the way, Joe? Wouldn't it, right?
You would think.
Or was he like some kind of ghost now?
Or
Or
he's
not
trying
a
to show,
ghost.
hey, I did this for you people.
Yeah, like a remembrance. But
Yeah.
isn't that what the Bible is? Like a remembrance of it?
I don't know, Tom.
Yeah, that's what like. I'm just, it's movie logic. Sorry, growing up Catholic, I've never actually read the Bible. However, I did look up Bible audiobooks and shit was like 58 hours long, which the Bible's not that big. How is this that long?
Well, look up the one narrated by Charlton Heston so it could at least sound good.
Is there one?
Yeah, he did,
That's
a
fucking crazy.
Bible on tape, and it was Chuck Heston reading the Bible. In the beginning, there was the heavens and the earth. And God said it was good. And it was good.
Is
I
that a
don't
Simpsons joke?
No, I guess that was Phil Hartman. I miss Phil Hartman.
So yes, it was a
We
Simpsons.
we established
Oh,
that.
that was Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the movie was all right. I was captivated. I was thinking it was gonna be in English at first. It was I was gonna say, oh, it was nice to hear the story after all these years. But it wasn't.
Mel Gibson was being, like, clever. He's like, hey, we're gonna make it in Aramaic. You know.
I mean, it was in Hebrew too, and I think one other one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to watch it. I would say, oh, you gotta run out and I mean, it's up to you. Something like this, I can't say, oh, you got to or no, don't. That ain't fucking my call, man.
So some of my Catholic relatives, I remember when this came out, and they were saying, "Oh, You know, it was great. It was, you know, when they step on that demon, it's like, you know, fuck you, devil. They was like, oh,
They
it
killed
felt,
the snake or whatever.
yeah. They were like, I felt so powerful when that happened. And it was like, yes, you know that, you know, okay. I don't know, but for them, that was a powerful scene.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own, really. This is, I mean, like I said, religion's like a personal thing with like you and your family, the getting in robes, and I don't know if it's just because of all the horror movies that makes this shit seem creepy, or the child molestation aspect, or that it really is creepy.
Okay, but so we get to this question about like the guy that made it. Okay, so the guy that made it, he's, you know, there's a lot of questions about why he made it and what he's trying to say. You know, Mel Gibson supposedly is Catholic. He's a big Catholic or whatever. But at the same time, he's saying a lot of bad shit about Jews in the movie. And then in real life, he's said a lot of bad shit about Jews and about blacks. So, you know, people say, like, hey, you know, like, oh, I don't want to watch this movie because, like, the Weinsteins did this or whatever. I mean, wouldn't you do the same thing with this movie?
Ah,
You know, it's another thing about, hey, in this case, do you disassociate uh the
the art
creator?
from the artist.
Right, yeah, the art from the artist, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
Mel
I always have a
Gibson.
tough time with that shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna watch Victor Salva shit, but to me, it just came off that fucking Mel Gibson was drunk as fuck, and this lady was just pushing his fucking buttons. So I mean, you say wild shit. I'm not just saying, oh, forget. I mean, he said the shit. It is what it is. It's
No,
not
but there was
like he
that
was saying it trying
see
to be
that
funny.
have you seen that video where he got pulled over?
Oh, something like, "Don't you know who I am?" That kind of
No,
shit,
he's like,
you
"Hey,
know?
are you a Jew? You must be a Jew if you're fucking doing, you know." No, he was like saying a lot of shit. So it's not just like he was fucked up with his wife. This is shit that's in his mind that he fucking
Ah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, all people are people, as they say in Race War the remake. There's assholes in
yeah.
every race.
It's like I
I
love the fucking Mad Max movies. I think they're badass. Apocalypto is fucking great. You know, you did a great job on that, Mel. If you want to come on the show and talk to me on Tom, you know, I know you're watching right now. Let's fucking hash this out, you know.
I'll probably just ask you shit about Machete too. I can't think of any other Mel Gibson movies I could say, "Oh yeah, I love that shit." Like fucking
For me, it's Mad Max movies. I love that shit. Mad Max movies are fucking great.
I never cared for him. Like his tapes, those tapes that got released of him yelling at that lady. That's my favorite Mel Gibson thing. And then Machete too. And after that, I guess Passion of the Christ. And
How
then
long's
me.
it been since you listened to those tapes?
I listen to the Opie and Anthony shit with Patrice O'Neill every couple years. It's on YouTube if you'd like to listen.
Some incredibly racist.
It is, but
Not
it's
just about
funny just
Jews.
because he's saying this ridiculous shit. I don't agree with it or anything, but it's just so goddamn ridiculous and blunt. And the shit, I'll put you in the rose garden because I'm capable of that. Shut up. You should just shut up and blow me. It's fucking hilarious. They even put that rose garden shit in Race War, the remake. Shit cracks me up, Joe. That guy was fucking drunken. He was all raged up and drunk. Like, I'm not trying, "Oh, let's laugh at people at their lowest and shit," but that was wild and crazy fucking shit. It was just fucking, and that's
No, no,
as
no.
we
I don't think you can laugh at him and say, "Hey, this is at his lowest," because he was like pretty powerful at that time. So you're not laughing at him at his lowest. It's like
well, I'm
he
not talking about power, I'm just saying, like, Lois being a fucking, like, "Arr."
Mm.
Like, I don't give a fuck what people have, what people don't have or whatever. I'm just saying, like, as a person, that was pretty low saying all that shit. But again, that broad knew exactly what to say to piss him off and shit to get him
He
fucking
did. She
mad.
did
And
push his buttons and shit. Yeah.
there's it's fucking very easy for them to get you mad. So
I know. I know. Believe me. Believe me. I had some shit going tonight that was not good. But anyway,
I'm supposed to record and they're still here. Ah! Was it that?
no,
Of course it wasn't, Joe.
no. It's like, hey, I
Yeah,
might
no,
as
you're
well
on the
record.
podcast. We don't need to
I'm gonna
hear about.
record so I
Okay.
don't have to talk to anybody else right now.
Oh no.
All right. And here we are.
Hello and welcome. But yeah, the movie was all right. I mean, it was pretty good. It was technically well made and all that. It had like
You're a
two.
special effects guy, so what'd you think about the gore and the slicing and dicing and shit on his ribs
I
and fuck?
mean, it was pretty good. It was a lot. My buddy reminded me that this was the movie that those Prozaid fucking transfers were created on. It's like when you sculpt your fucking appliances and shit, and then you
Mhm.
mix Cabasil with Prozaid to make this kind of
Explain that to
fucking.
somebody like me that doesn't understand what the fuck you're talking
All
about.
right. So you sculpt your wound appliances and all that, and then you make a mold. And in
What's a
that
wound appliance, you fuck?
Okay, so in order to make all those lashes and gashes on Jesus or any other character, this is the same with like makeups and stuff too, but it's
Mhm.
used a lot for wounds. You have to sculpt all that out. You can build it up with fucking whatever, but doing that every day and on something like this, no, that's like for backyard low budget movies and shit. So Melly Gibbs had the money, so you sculpt it all out and make these silicone molds. So normally you would not in silicone molds, but for these ones, for these Bondo transfers specifically, you would use a silicone mold. Others, you would use a stone mold to get either foam latex or silicone pieces out. So, Prozaid is a medical adhesive used to apply all these makeup pieces and stuff. So it'll stick to your skin and you use it to mix with the paint if you're not using something like a skin illustrator or an alcohol activated makeup. So Chris Tinsley, something like that, probably getting the name wrong. My apologies. He came up with a way that he would mix Cabasil, which is a thickening agent, with Prozaid, so you'd get this paste, and then you put that into the mold and freeze it, so you'd have like a thicker, not thicker, but you'd have like a sturdier piece, and then you could apply these things and just fucking thin them down with a little more Prozaid or alcohol so you wouldn't see those edges at all and they would just blend right into the skin. Because when you sculpt it and you get your foam or silicone pieces, there's an edge to it and you can't thin down that silicone or latex or whatever. But since this is an actual makeup product, he was able to thin it down so the edges were just nothing and it would just blend in whatever. Like when you do the foam or the silicone, you have to sculpt those edges so goddamn thin that it'll just blend right into the skin when you put it down and all that. It's a process for sure. It's not as hard as I'm making it sound, but just imagine being able to thin down a product instead of trying to blend down the edge, if that makes sense.
Okay, so when you saw this, because you watch these movies, especially like the special effects part or the gore parts, you see them. You watch these differently than like me.
Yeah,
We
I look at the
did about it.
sculptures first.
Yeah, so when you watch this movie, um, like, what were
I'm
you?
just looking at all the little sculptures everywhere first.
Yeah, so what did you think when you're watching this shit?
It was alright. I mean, it was DVD quality, so, I mean, it would hide a lot anyways, but, I mean, yeah, it was pretty good. They had the money to do what they did and hired the people to do what they needed to do, so, I mean, it was well done. It's nothing like fucking Hard Rock Zombies or fucking, some shit like that. Fucking I'm just trying to think so that's the first or anything else Vinegar Syndrome put out. Let's just say something like that. You know what I'm saying? This was
Yeah.
actual something with lots and lots of money to put into production.
And so when your buddy said, "Hey, like this guy did this for the first time," so did that change shit in the
I
industry?
mean, yeah, a lot of people use that now for sure.
Okay. Okay. Shit, I just don't know.
It's revolutionary,
Yeah,
as they
like a lot
say.
of us that just watch movies, we don't know shit, behind the scenes like that or whatever.
I
I
mean,
don't
you wouldn't notice it anyways.
watch
It's
behind
just
the scenes shit. So
yeah, it's nothing you'd notice. It's just it helps speed up the process of applying all this shit and getting it done. You know what I'm saying? Because there was so many fucking lashes and wounds. They needed something that they could,
yeah.
and that was it.
Hmm. Thank you, Jesus.
Mm. Yeah, so that's that. I guess. Ooh, it's gonna be a long episode, huh?
Yeah, especially yeah, which is good because I didn't watch the movie we're supposed to talk about. But yeah, Tom, the only movie I watched this week, 'cause I had a long week, man. A lot of shit going on this week, so hardly watched anything. It took me 3 days to watch Over Your Dead Body. Look at this. Look at this nice slip cover. Man, I haven't looked this up, but if you want to buy this, I'm gonna have it in my fucking bullshit. Takashi Miike. Tom is a big fan of Takashi Miike.
Or as I call him, T Mike.
Yeah, T Mike. Uh, he's done big movies like Ichi the Killer, Audition. You horror movie freaks like Audition, Visitor Q. A lot of you, horror movie thing people say, "Hey, I've been meaning to watch that." And you're never going to. But anyway, like the guy does all kinds of shit. And this one is a movie, it's about a theater company, and they're making a play about an ancient Chinese ghost story. So part of the movie, a big part of the movie is them filming them doing the play, and the play is fucking awesome. It's good. The way they're filming the play is fucking good. And then they stop that. Hey, let's scroll back. We're going to focus on the people, the main actors in the play. And we're going to look at their lives for a little while. And it's like, holy shit. Oh, their lives are starting to mirror what's going on in the play. Oh, fuck. Let's go back to the play. And we're going to do the play for a little while. And it's pretty slow. It's pretty fucking slow. It's like, but it's good. It's good, but it's not good enough for you to give a shit about. And let's go back to the people now. It's mirroring that shit more, and like the characters get more crazy, and it's like, wow, I'm being more like this person. Like, do you love me? It's like, no, that's part of the play. No, do you love me? I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna stab myself in the pussy. And she starts stabbing herself in the pussy, looking for her baby. And
You say shit like
yeah,
"lick me, lick
yeah.
me."
I know my baby's in here somewhere. I know my. Where is it? Where is it? I've been looking for it. It's like, all right, but that comes later, and it's like, all right, what are you doing, McKay? What are you doing? This is pretty slow. This is really slow. Hmm. Oh shit, I guess yeah, okay. Alright, okay, the ghosts in the story that y'all are adapting are finally coming in. Oh, okay, and then the ghosts in the real life are alright, they're finally doing something. It's like but you know, you're asleep. You're fucking asleep by this point, and you don't give a shit. Not a good movie, man. No, I like Takashi Miike, but man, the guy makes like 15 movies a year at least. So a lot of them gotta suck. And this one sucks.
Let me ask you a question there, Joe.
Hmm.
You been drinking all day?
Not all day, no.
Okay. I have no idea what the fuck this movie is about.
Yeah, neither do I, Tom. You know? I mean, fuck, you can watch the movie and you'll have just as much a clue as I do right now.
Something about a play?
Yeah, like, and there's a doll right here. Like, there's a doll in it, too. What's the doll have to do with it? I don't fucking know. But the doll's in it and it's crying at one scene. I don't know. Look at the slipcover though. People love slipcovers.
No, I don't know if people love slip covers as much as they love thick slip covers. Oh, those people. Joe, I rewatched a classic called The Exorcist 3. Have you seen it?
I've seen this movie, Tom. Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I do. I do like it.
George C. Scott is the fucking man at it. He's
He is.
just so fucking angry and pissed off. I love every second that he's yelling at people.
He's like us in a movie.
Fucking that first scene when he walks into the police station. He's just, you're a racist, you know that? Listen, on the police interview or on the police what's it called? Application. It says, "What would you do if you got rabies?" He wrote, "I'd do anything for him. I love the Jewish people." And he just looks at him disgusted. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna get out of here. You go home and talk about wops or whatever you do." Fucking laughed my ass off. And then the rest of the movie is just
You
so
know what,
mad
Tom? Fuck
yelling.
you, dude. Because you always get mad at me for laughing at inappropriate shit like on Siege, and shit like that. But here you are, I guess, if it's laughing at Jews, that's what you dig, you know? Yeah. If it's against the gays or something, it's like, oh, Joe, you shouldn't do that. But the Jews, oh, they killed Jesus, Joe. You know, like, you know,
I mean, being real, I'll fucking laugh at
because Joe,
anybody.
me and my buddy Mel
Except,
Gibson, we don't put up with that shit
to be fair, I've never met the guy, but it feels like I know him.
in person. But you've corresponded.
Through letters. Love letters. Anyways, Joe, The Exorcist 3 tells the story of the cop from the first Exorcist movie, but now it's 15 years later. Him and Father Dyer, they create a relationship, not a
They're
gay one.
friends, Tom, that go to the movies a lot.
They do. They see It's a Wonderful Life. Every year, they both go because they think they're cheering the other one up because they're both miserable fucks in their own way. and what's his name? George C. Scott. He's a cop and he's working on a serial killer's case, Joe. And this killers has a thing for theatrics. His most his most recent victim was a young black boy who was a on the police boys squad or some shit. Boy, I don't know what the fuck that's about. But like he gets his fucking head cut off, replaced with a fucking the head from a statue of Jesus painted like Al Jolson. So you don't see, well, yeah, you do see the shit at the end, actually.
Tom, do
That's
you know so
fucking,
many Al Jolson songs?
dude. I know who Al Jolson is and that he took a lot of jobs away from a lot of people, but I'm not listening to that guy's fucking shit. I'm sure, and that kind of bullshit. I don't give a good goddamn, Joe. Not the fuck at all. Probably sounds like that fucking frog that WB had out there bopping around, if I'd have to guess. But yeah, when it comes down to it, this is just a very fucking angry fucking man, just so pissed off at all the pain and misery in this miserable fucking world. And
Quite
then
you
he,
related to it, right? Yes.
yeah, 100%. And then he's going through his own crisis of faith and
Quite
all
you
that
related
shit.
to it,
And
yes.
yeah, no, I mean, this fucking movie hits hard for real.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it more and more as the years pass and all that. It's really fucking good shit. That whole thing at the end was I believe in death and pain and infidelity and scum and slime and filth and murder. I believe. I was like, that's the realest shit I've ever heard in a fucking movie right there. Yeah, this shit fucking awesome. I could definitely see it being a top 25 movie for me. I like it a lot better than the original Exorcist. I know everybody has their own opinion, but this one's fucking great. Fucking Joe, it's not just fucking great. It's really fucking good. Here, it sounds like a step down.
Uh, but yes, George C. Scott, we've praised him a lot on this show,
Joe dug him up and blew him once. It was fucked.
but yeah, we probably need to do a show just dedicated to George C. Scott because he's was a fucking amazing actor, incredible, and this
Do a
is one of
fucking
the
double
roles.
feature of this and hardcore.
Yeah, because this is like this fucking movie is not even worth what he puts into it. Like he's
Yeah,
great.
I don't know if it would
Brad
be as
Dourif too.
fucking
Brad
awesome
Dourif
without
is
him.
fucking good in it. Is fucking great in it, and Fabio is fucking great.
Patrick Ewing, he
uh,
shows up. Samuel L. Jackson's in there.
yeah, but yeah, George C. Scott, man, he delivers in this fucking movie.
Nobody plays angry white guy like that. Some bitch plays
Yeah,
angry white guy. Yeah, fucking. If you haven't seen that movie, just fucking whatever you're watching this on or listening to, throw it against the fucking wall and go watch the movie.
and then come
100.
back and listen to the rest of this show for like we don't have much more to talk about, but fuck, come back and listen to it.
See, Joe says that, but I have another
Yeah,
great
and
movie to
but
talk
we
about.
didn't. I thought this was gonna be a fucking short show because I didn't even watch the shit the movie we're supposed to talk about, and we're what like 8 hours in right now. Fuck.
Yep. But that's all right, Joe. Now we're going to talk about one of your favorites, Savage Streets.
Oh shit.
I think Joe went to go rape a deaf girl. I'm not sure. I can't hear anything, so I'm assuming so. In the meantime, dwnproductions.net. I'm going to start making a bunch of shit for Frightmare coming up. So, time's running out. And I wouldn't say that. I just fucking need the money, so I'll still make shit. But a lot of my time's going to be taken up making stuff for Frightmare. But Joe's back.
I don't
He
really
got
want to look for it, but the soundtrack to Savage Streets. Anyway, go ahead.
no more innocent heart. It's some corny shit, but when some of those fucking
Fucking
songs
great
come
corny
on,
shit.
yeah, it's good shit. But Joe, tell everybody about Savage Streets.
Savage Streets is about a tough, just tough as fuck, and she's got some tough friends, but she's got a sister. You know,
Start out by saying they're in high school.
they're in high school, and she's got an innocent sister that's just kind of quiet, maybe dumb, maybe kind of
She's a deaf mute, Joe.
yeah, mute. And well, I don't know. There's some toughs
All right, so Savage Streets.
doing what toughs do.
it's about a gang of girl toughs in high school. The leader is played by Linda Blair, and I'm gonna say she's a senior, and she has a deaf mute sister
A fresh
played played by Linnea Quigley, who I'm gonna say is a freshman.
wearing the same costume that she wore in
Demon Night of the Demons, her fucking Halloween costume. So it's weird that this is set in high school because it's very sexualized and there's a lot of fucking nudity in it, and they're all supposed to be fucking high schoolers, but this was directed by Danny Steinman, so that should explain everything right there. Uh so Linda Blair's just old tough Tuffington, and one day shit. Okay. They go out and her and her friends go out on a night, just walking around fucking Hollywood Boulevard, drinking peach schnapps and eating
big
ice
sluts
cream.
and like, but not sluts, because we just want to look like sluts. We just want to, walk around.
I don't know. They talk about fucking and sucking a lot, Joe. But then a group of the male tough gang rolls up and they're like, hey yo, hey Reagan, how about you fucking blow me? Hey, and she's like, no.
Were they Italian, Tom? Because they sound Italian.
Yeah, but this takes place in California. But all the
But
fucking
a
male
lot of
street toughs are, oh hey,
Italians are immigrants, so they probably immigrated to California, right?
probably New York. But that's fine. Everybody needs spaghetti everywhere, Joe.
Hmm.
Anyways, they say, no, get the fuck out of here. We're not touching your dirty wieners. And then they all high five, like, yeah, we got them. And
Got him.
later on that night, they see the gang's car. So they fucking take it for a ride and they steal it, Joe. That's what they do. They steal their car, take it for a joyride, and then fill it up with garbage. Unfortunately for these ladies, this isn't any just high school street gang. These are bisexual, murderous blow dealers, so they don't give a fuck. So how they get revenge for this act, Joe, is they graphically gang rape the freshman sister, and then when they're all done coming in her,
The deaf mute,
yes.
because she
So,
can't yell, "Hey, I'm being raped by a gang," because she's deaf or mute.
and it's pretty graphic. Old Danny Steinman wanted it to be more graphic. He said, "Oh, hey, Linnea, how about we throw a little blood coming down from your little putty hole, and then we'll put some mucus up your nose." Oh no. That's a bit much. I think when he kicks me in the fucking head at the end, that's enough. So yeah, they didn't add that, and it's one of I mean, just having watched Passion of the Christ, this rape scene is one of the hardest fucking things I've seen had to sit through in a
Me
movie.
that Tom was the hardest he's ever been having seen this.
Oh, what's she supposed to be, 8? But yeah, that fucking scene aside, like leading up to that, it's full of so much ridiculous dialogue and just wild fucking ridiculous shit. It's like, yeah, I'm having like a fun laughing at this ridiculous as fuck movie. And then you're just like, oh my God. And then from there, it's just the revenge kind of builds up and builds up and builds up. But the payoff just doesn't really land. Like she shoots a couple of the toughs with a crossbow and kills them, which is fine, the get rid of the henchmen like that, whatever. But she has like the main
Nothing's
guy.
gonna stand in her way. That's the song from the movie.
So she has the main tough like strung up like a pig at a slaughterhouse, and she should have just right there just like cut him open and had like a really gruesome death. But he gets away, and she just throws some flammable paint on him and lights him on fire, and the burn effect doesn't really look that great, and that's it. Like
Yeah,
this
'cause that's
horrible.
the effect. Or my favorite stunt. It's when somebody's running on fire or just like,
But you had this very, very graphic scene, and the payoff has to be so much better than that, to where the audience is getting so excited they're throwing the popcorn in the air, and people who are eating popcorn with their babies are throwing the babies in the air because they're just so excited they did the wrong hand, but it just falls kind of fast, kind of an okay movie burn. All right. Yeah, you needed something very gruesome to happen to this fucking guy, and it just really doesn't. So it's hard to say, oh, this is a fun movie. Go watch it and giggle, and because that rape scene is very, very graphic, and them being high school students and the amount of sluttery and nudity going on is just kind of questionable. But if you can get past that, I mean, it's fucking a wild, ridiculous movie, and I really like it. But looking back on it now, the way I look and the fucking size and height that I am, I wear this Savage Street shirt often. And if fucking somebody, just a normal person, knows what this movie is and they see me wearing it, sure, it's pretty fucking eyebrow raising, Joe, and they fucking go the other way.
well, then if you want to wear that one, you should wear the "Go Fuck an Iceberg" shirt.
Oh, is there one?
Available at
Oh shit.
fashionshirts.com.
That's the best line in the fucking movie.
Go fuck
Rest in
an iceberg.
Rest in peace, John Vernon.
Mm.
Some bitch. But yeah, if you can get past just that horrible graphic scene and you don't mind the ending falling a little flat, then it's hard to say it's a fun movie, but it's fucking ridiculous as shit with some of the wildest fucking dialogue you'll ever hear. I yeah, I'd
Nothing's
recommend
gonna stand in her way.
it. Would recommend, but just be aware that there's some dude, because right before she gets just fucking decimated, they have her just like doing some weird ass fucking just like little 8-year-old girl dance slowed down in the middle of the gym. It's fucking weird. She's just like, oh, this is going to be the best day of my life. And then disaster strikes. But shit, man. Would recommend. I like this movie so much. I bought 2 shirts from Fast Custom Shirts through the years so far.
Well, I guess
It is.
you've never seen the Go Fuck an Iceberg shirt.
I did not. But after I get off here, I will. Hopefully, I'll see some Exorcist 3 shirts up there with his I believe speech, and hell, maybe even a shirt with a big ass head on it that says drink responsibly. We'll see.
Fuck. Oh shit. That's not good.
So while Joe goes to get paper towels, I'm going to remind you to head on over to Fast Custom Shirts, because not only is there fucking iceberg printed on a shirt, but not just printed, screen printed on a shirt, there are also literally hundreds and hundreds more designs that you'll probably, if you wanted to, you know what? Fuck it. You got nothing better to do. Go get yourself a 6-pack, some legal marijuana, and just go through the pages and pages and pages and look at every single shirt that fastcustomshirts.com has to offer. Juan would appreciate it immensely. Joe, he
Good.
doesn't give a fuck, but Juan, he does. And if you need something, hit Juan up. Don't hit Joe up. It's just a little pro tip right there.
Woo. So anyway, Tom.
Anyways, Joe, I also watched another movie.
Did you?
I did. Luckily, this one won't be spoken about for long because it wasn't that good. It's called The Chill Factor. Have you ever seen or heard of this movie?
No, I haven't.
It's about a group of friends, 20 somethings, I would say. They go snowmobiling, and one of them crashes into a tree and fucking knocks himself unconscious. Unfortunately, they're away from civilization, but fortunately, they come across a camp. Unfortunately, this camp was fucking used in some cult shit or whatever, so it's haunted or possessed by the devil or some shit. I don't know. It was pretty fucking lame and not worth your time really to watch. I have a Blu-ray copy of this, and it's Arrow Video. I was shocked that it wasn't Vinegar Syndrome, because this seems like something that would definitely be up their alley, and more people probably would have watched it if Vinegar Syndrome released it, honestly, just because a lot of those people are like a fucking cult over there and they'll just gobble up anything. But yeah, Chill Factor, not that great. If you see me at a convention and I have my fucking for sale box, it'll be in there unless it was already sold to some poor son of a bitch. Joe, you can find it along with Joe's upside down copy of You're a Dead Baby or whatever the fuck that movie was called, because I can't read my own handwriting. And that was about it. Joe picked the house movies to watch next in our next series.
And we're going to talk about that
Unfortunately,
the
Joe's
next
a big
time
fucking drunk.
because we've talked about quite a bunch of other shit this time. So we're not going to talk about that this time.
However, next week we will be talking about House, but
Yes.
not only House, but we will be talking about House 2, the
And House.
second story. So we will be talking about the first 2 House movies tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next week.
I
Next
was like,
week.
fuck, tomorrow, Tom. Come on, man. Fuck.
But right now, Joe, we're gonna we should have done this last year, but we got to say goodbye to a friend. One of your favorites, Joe. Old, as you would call him, Ross Andrew.
Oh yes, Ross Andrew.
Last issue was his last issue on Amazing Spider-Man.
Was it?
Yes, it was. And now we have old Sally boy, Sal Buscema, Buscamo. And they're all made to draw the house style, Joe.
They
So
were.
it's hard to fucking tell.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's still all pretty much looking the same,
Yeah.
except for Sandman's new redesign, which is fucking terrible.
Okay, so Sandman had this. Okay, so anyway, starting from this, like Spider-Man's is he's pissed because he let this other motherfucker die the last issue, and now he's thinking, hey, this guy was my best friend. You know what can I do? Blah blah blah, and like we flip to, hey, they're transporting the Sandman here somewhere, and
Hey, oh,
it's like, hey, some people are gonna bust him out of jail. He does. He gets busted out of jail. He's got his sand form, and he's gonna go like whatever. And it's like the guy that like busts him out of jail says, "Hey, you gotta do something for me." What? What do I gotta do for you? I'm the fucking Sandman's. You gotta beat up Spidermans. Okay, I'll go beat up Spidermans.
I was gonna do that anyways.
Yeah, but in the meantime, like he does, like he had a new costume because he was part of the Frightful Four when he wasn't in the Spider-Man comics. He was doing this shit in the Fantastic Four comics, and it's a dumb costume. It's a fucking dumb costume, and the Sandman has such a fucking powerful fucking, like he can fuck up Spider-Man easily if he thought about it. But anyway, he fucking fights Spider-Man's again. And Spider-Man's like, oh, well, I can punch through you, or I can throw my webs into your eyes, and this is shit.
Like Joe has done to many poor, unexpecting young ladies.
Yeah, and yeah, it sucks, man. It's like, Sandman should like fucking give him a good fight or anything. It's a one issue thing. It's fucking bullshit.
Yep, Sandman, he freezes himself and he almost falls over and does a Sub-Zero fatality, but lucky for him, Spider-Man's has a heart of gold and saves him from shattering. So he'll be back, Joe. He'll be back.
Will he now, Tom?
Yeah, yep, they're almost up to issue 1,000. He'll be back. A few times, actually. So get ready for that. And the grave, get ready for that too. Because that'll be coming.
And Kane, get ready for Kane.
Let me make sure I got everything. All right, list, Joe. This was
List.
a list you came up with in honor of Easter, I'm assuming.
Yes. We have a top 5 list of movies featuring Jesus. And at number 5, I have an obvious one, uh, Jesus of Nazareth. If you want to go for a traditional like Jesus type movie, this one is really, really good. Um, this is one you can watch with your family, hang out, and like, hey, yeah, the rest of mine are not, but this one's like, hey, wanted to give you a one that like, hey, we can watch with the family. This is it. That was number 5.
Thank you. My number 5 is Dogma. Has that iconic Buddy Christ reimagining that became ever so popular and made Kevin Smith a multi-billionaire. So yes, I have. Yeah. So yes, we have Dogma. And as I said a year, 2 years ago, whenever the fuck I rewatched that last, still holds up.
And number 4, I have Ben-Hur. This is a movie with Charlton Heston. It's a good movie. It's like a kick-ass good movie. Jesus comes out in a couple of scenes and inspires, old Ben-Hur to be a better person. So it's pretty badass. Thanks, Jesus, for helping out old Ben when he needed you most.
Joe, my number 4 is a movie. But not just any movie, Joe. It's a movie based on a TV show. Only this episode of the TV show is bigger, longer, and uncut because it's a movie, you see. And that would be South Park. Bigger, longer, and uncut. The movie.
And number 3, Tom, I have Monty Python and the Life of Brian. This is like a movie that shows like, hey, what if somebody else like got the message, but he wasn't the savior, but thought he was the Messiah? Good movie, funny movie, and it is my number
3.
3.
Yes. Speaking of number 3s, Joe, my number 3 is The Big Lebowski because it has the Jesus in it. Not like that fucking shitty spin-off movie, The Jesus Rolls. But the Jesus was good in The Big Lebowski. He just had that one little cameo where he was bowling, licks the ball, throws it down the lane, talk about how he was blowing 8-year-olds or whatever the fuck, and we were out. The Big Lebowski.
At number 2, Tom, you have Tommy. You know, Tommy.
The Japanese movie?
He plays pinball. It's a fucking deaf blind kid. And he can play a pinball, and he fucking starts a religion. Like people start following him, which, like, it's like, oh yeah, he can do that. He can, like, oh shit. It's a great movie, Tom. Great movie. Tommy.
So I guess it's not the Japanese one then.
No.
Okay. Joe, my number 2 is a number 3, but not just any number 3. The Exorcist 3. It's like we just talked about that one, Joe. Crazy. A lot of statues of Jesus in this one.
It is. Yeah. Tom. My number 1 is God Told Me To, by our friend Larry Cohen. And this is a movie about a Jew guy figures out that, like, hey, Jesus is an alien that wants to fuck me. We want to, like, make alien, transvestite babies. Fucking great, weird ass movie. The best movie with Jesus in ever.
It's been a long time since I seen that one, but I do have it, and it is fucking weird. I'll give you
Mm-hmm.
that. The guy starts glowing at the end or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck.
Jesus starts going at the end. Yes.
Yes, okay. Well, Joe, my number 1 will come as no surprise because it's my favorite movie of all time, and it just happens to have Jesus in it at the very end waving goodbye with everybody else. And that movie is Orgasmo, Joe. And those are our favorite movies featuring depictions of Jesus. So next week, Joe, you know what we're gonna talk about?
No, but I hope you tell me.
We're gonna talk about our favorite actresses. But just because I know you, we're gonna do our favorite actresses who aren't in pornography movies.
Mm,
So legitimate, whatever that means to you, Joe.
pretty rough, Tom.
Yep, I want you to think. That's what you get for not watching the movie this week. So, hey, if you like not watching movies, head on over to dwnproductions.net and check out all the shit that I make. Maybe you want some shit made. Hit me up. Maybe I'll do it. Most likely, I will if it's not something fucking dumb. Because, contrary to popular belief, I do turn down shit that I don't want to make. So, or I'll just charge you more if I don't like it. We'll see. dwnproductions.net. Throw your money at my fucking face like I'm a dirty horse swinging my fat little rump on a pole because I could use it to feed my children. And by my children, I mean me. Joe?
And after that, fastcustomshirts.com. We are busy as fuck right now. But that doesn't mean I'll turn your business away. I would have done it in the past, but hey, right now I need money. So, send your shit over to fastcustomshirts at gmail.com. Let me see what we can do for you. Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Things suck right now. They suck, and I suck for like taking your fucking bullshit work. But what can I do? I just gotta make money, man. What can I do? Fuck.
So all you can do is dress like a hobo and talk to people on the internet for an hour and a half.
I'm a hobo with a shotgun, like one of Tom's favorite movies. Fuck. Yeah.
Mm. Go check out the review to see if that's fact or fiction.
Is that fact
Every,
fiction?
everybody, hope you have a fucking great week, or at least a better one than I will. So hey, boy God.